Hello, everybody. It's Zach again, and I'm driving home from work, and man, is it lightning! I haven't seen a storm yet, but man, is it lightning! Anyway, that had absolutely nothing to do with what I want to talk about, by the way, but I kind of wanted to talk about on evangelism and my opinion on evangelism and the best way to go about it that I personally think. Now, this is obviously subject to change. It's not set in stone. But I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube about evangelism, and there's some ones I agree with, and there's some that I don't know if I would go as far as to say disagree with, but I don't think that there is one universal approach to winning someone to Christ, or if that even is the correct terminology or phrase. I would say to plant the seed. You see, with evangelism, when you want to help build God's kingdom, I found that some people out there trying to evangelize have kind of taken the place of God themselves. They have been sometimes overly aggressive. I think they mean well, but sometimes people think so much that they can change the person, or the spirit inside of them can change the person, and they're not allowing God to work. Rather, they're trying to do it themselves, and I think it turns out as a flop. And I think that is part of the problem with the church today. Is there's some overly aggressive tactics, and there's some instigators out there that, like I said, they may mean well, but I mean, I can see how these people walk away with just a distorted image of Christianity, and it just seems like there's lacking love, and they're more so. I guess the way I would put it is, if somebody picks on your little sister, you would come at them aggressive, and you're defensive of something that you love, and you're so defensive of something that is very, very sacred to you, and in the Lord's sake, holy. So I don't necessarily think that these people are not practicing love, because obviously they are, but I think that sometimes they may get a little too aggressive or defensive, and know that the first commandment is love. Love covers a multitude of sins, as the Bible tells us, and I just think it's a little bit crazy. The lengths people are going to. People need to stop and realize that for every good thought that comes into the mind, and one that maybe not so good comes right along with it, and love, like I said, love covers a multitude of sins. So, if you want to know more about this, I mean, I'm not going to name anything specific because I don't want to, rub anybody the wrong way. But, if you search the internet and kind of see what's going on, you'll pick up on some things that people, it just, I don't know how I feel about it, but I think there's a better way to do it, and that way is love. Loving thy neighbor, loving yourself, and loving God, or loving God first and foremost, and you'll accomplish so many more things through love. All good deeds without love are pretty much pointless. So when you're evangelizing and you're trying to get people to see the light, the best that you can do is plant the seed of faith in them. What I tell people that I come across, and and at points I have been maybe a little over preachy, but like I just talked about, just having a knowledge of that and working on it, and just turning to love and the Spirit to guide you. I just say someone's going through a problem, I say, hey, I know you're an atheist, but if you can just open up your mind to the possibilities of what may lie out there, I think you would be amazed at what God can do for you. Or I know you're an atheist, but I've really felt the Spirit lately, the Spirit of God just leading me to pray for you. So I've been praying for you. Stuff like that, and just being their friend and being there for them with whatever they need. Taking a call at 2 a.m. or maybe taking them out to eat. That is how you win people towards Christ's love, by being like Jesus was himself. Going around and doing some of the things that I've seen. I don't think Jesus would have done that. I don't think he did do that. I think his actions spoke much louder than any of his words. And with evangelism, I think that it's the same thing. The goal is to be Christ-like. The goal is not to be like religious-like or like the Romans, and that's not the goal. And it's just a shame to see that's going on. So, a guy that I've really learned from has been Todd White. And I encourage you to look him up on YouTube. If you just search Todd, it's Todd, Todd White. Just watch some of his sermons, and you'll see the way that he preaches, and the book of Corinthians. Just read through that and pray on it. And I definitely think, again, that actions will speak louder than words. So that's my personal view on evangelism and how to go about it. And after we plant that seed and we ask them to open up their minds, that's when we pray. And we don't say a prayer that lasts 4 seconds, or we don't say a prayer while we're doing homework, or what we do is we actually devote time out of our day and pray for these people every single day, so that God will hear us, and we pray with our whole heart. And that is how the seed grows. So, it's starting to really rain now. You can probably hear the wind. So I think I'm heading into the storm. But at any rate, thanks for watching, or thanks for listening, rather, again. Any questions, comments, leave them below. And I would love to discuss anything I talk about if anyone would like to further. Thanks a lot, and have a good night.